what's up YouTube? For today's video, we're a full Fidough evolution team. Now, I was thinking of a bread joke, but it's still cooking. Now, we're going to be using Fidough and Dachsbun today. 2 Fidough, 2 Dachsbun. We've got some abilities of Whale Baked Body, Own Tempo, and Aroma Veil. The other one is Klutz, but that was kind of difficult to use because Fidough got that. This team was very, very difficult to use because they had a lot of common weaknesses. And really, Dachsbun wasn't the most powerful sweeper out there, but I got some quality content for you. This is an amazing battle today, and I really hope you enjoy. Our first battle here, we got a random battle. We got an Arceus lead here, so I thought, well, I really stand a good chance of winning this one. Here comes a Hyper Beam, turn 1, absolutely savage, and I've got that focus set. Let me explain this Fidough build here. Let me bring it up real quick. So this Fidough build is a Covet workup set with Baton Pass and Endeavor. Now this has got Own Tempo and Terra Ghost, just so I can get around any powerful Pokemon and at least put them onto 1 health. Max attack and max speed, jolly nature. So that's going to be the end of the Arceus. That was really, really cool. So we got the homie Palkia coming out here. Now Palkia I can use Endeavor against, and I'm going to do that. So outspeeding it, putting it on 1 health. They're going to use Earth's power and take out my Fidough, but that's fine. I've got another Fidough all well baked and ready to go. I do like bread, everyone. I like, you know when you have bread and it just comes out the oven straight fresh? Oh, that's so good. Anyway, sorry, I'm making myself hungry, right? If you know, you know, right? We're going to bring in Fidough here again, Fidough number 2, and we're going to go for a Trailblaze and take out the Palkia. So that's Arceus and Palkia down already. So things are going, not too bad. But this is where things got wild, right? This is where things got, like, you'll never say this again, right? Trust, all right? So out comes Dialga. Now, this is a similar set, but it's got Trailblaze and Leak. And it's also got Copycat as well. Same sort of terror to the go. So I went for a lick. I licked at Dialga. Only on Fidough Shadow. They went for Iron Tail. I was like, oh, that's going to do lots of damage. So Iron Tail is going to put me on 1 HP. So now I can go for an Endeavor, right? So like, all right, well, at least I've put a Steel-type Pokemon down there to 1 health. So, maybe my Dachsbun can come in and feint it. They went for Iron Tail again, and it missed. So I actually was able to take out Dialga and by dodging that move. So that was really, really lucky. So I gave Dialga a lick, and I feinted Dialga with a lick only on PIMPNITE Shell. You're never going to see that again. Like, the video deserves a like just for that. But don't worry, I've got some more fire things coming. Oh, look at Moltres. So we got this Moltres here. I'm thinking, well, I might as well just go for an Endeavor. Let's do that, and let's put this 4th Pokemon on 1 HP. So it's on 1 HP. They got Berserk, which is very, very bad. And they went for Hurricane and missed. I was like, what? So I could take out Dialga and Moltres Galar with a Fidough on 1 HP. But I thought, you know what? I couldn't help myself. I couldn't help myself. I had to go for Copycat and Hurricane. It's like, even if I missed this, it's fine. But I didn't. I landed it, and I completely disrespected them. So that is the end of Moltres here. But the trolling doesn't stop, right? So the next Pokemon is going to be the homie Zapdos. Like, let's get this Fidough sweep. I'm feeling it. So I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to live this next attack, though. But at least we can put it down to 1 HP, and that'll be excellent. Right? So I did that, and then they went for close combat and took out my Fidough. But, man, that Fidough did crazy. Both my Fidoughs actually took out, you could say, 5 Pokemon on their team. Virtually 5 Pokemon. That was crazy, crazy stuff there. So we're going to go into our next Dachsbun now. Both of the Fidoughs are gone. Let's bring this set up. So this was a special set. It was very special. We have Workup, Alluring Voice, Mudshot, and Copycat. Max special attack and max speed, timid nature, so sweeping set. Throat spray as the item. So that's the end of the the Zapdos. In comes Articuno. So this was their last Pokemon. So they had the Galar birds in it was a legendary Pokemon team, basically. So we're going to go for Alluring Voice again, and that doesn't really do a lot of damage. Now they're going to finally land their Hurricane, and that does big damage and confuses me. I'm like, damn, that sucks. Hopefully I don't hit myself for confusion here. I'd like to get maybe 1 more attack off. And I thought, you know what? I should go for Hurricane as well and confuse him. So I went for Copycat and I hit myself for confusion. I'm like, no, I could have got some more damage, but it sucks. Now they're going to go for Hurricane again. And this is also going to land taking out my Dachsbun. So I've got 1 more Dachsbun left, and that's it. I'm out of bread right there. Is anyone a baker here? Do you watch these videos? Are you a baker? I want to see how many bakers we got out there. Let me know in the chat. I appreciate you guys. I like that fresh bread. All right, so we've got a Terra Steel Dachsbun, which is going to be very helpful here. And it's also a physical set. So I've got Howl, Play Rough, Psychic Fang's Body Press, Fairy Feather, and we've got Well-Baked Body as the ability. So go for Terra Steel. I outspeed, but it's going to live, and they're going to use Hurricanes. Like, I'll live this easy. This is fine, right? It does a lot of damage to me, and I get confused. I'm like, no, this is bad, right? Because if I hit myself... Okay, so one move, we'll just feint them. I've got Disrespect Body Press might be a bad idea. So like, let's go for Play Rough here. I can't lose after, Fidough doing all the work there. And thankfully, I do not hit myself in confusion and Articuno goes down. What an incredible battle there. If you enjoyed the video so far, if you want to support the channel, hit that like button now. I feel like that definitely deserved it. Thank you, Hero Brian, whoever you are, for the battle. I hope you enjoyed those Fidough. All right, next random opponent here. We've got a Japanese opponent. And if anyone wants to translate these trainer names, I would absolutely, amazingly love that in the comment section. Thank you all to do that. So we got Zachary Zacian here. The homie's going to hit us up with a Metal Claw. So interesting, they've got Metal Claw. I mean, it's got to one-shot my whole team anyway. It's coming from Zacian, right? So I got that onto 1 HP with the Endeavor, and it's going to feint me with a Moonblast. It's like, all right, interesting set. They got that Metal Claw, and they got that Moonblast. Now, my next Pokemon I'm going to bring is going to be Fidough number 2 here. I thought if I could get a Trailblaze off here, and then I can Endeavor the next Pokemon, that'll be really, really handy. Also, this battle was non-restricted too, so it was level 100. So they went for a Sword Dance there. I think they predicted me to go for Endeavor again and went for another attack boost, but I just fainted them with Trailblaze. So I'm like, that's awesome, right? I mean, I would have fainted them anyway, but that was pretty funny. They got quite overconfident there with the Sword Dances. So in comes Regieleki. Ain't no way I'm outspeeding this. I've got Endeavor. I thought, yeah, that's going to be my best bet to go for that. So they're going to go for Thunderbolt on my little Fidough. And Fidough's going to be living on 1 health there. So we got them 2 Focus Sash Pokemon. I kind of needed it. And then I got paralyzed. I was like, oh no, I really need to get this attack off. And I didn't, thankfully I did not get paralyzed, because that would have been bad if that was on full health. It was fast and hitting really, really hard. So obviously I was going to get fainted this turn, and they just went for Terra Blast. So I know that Regieleki doesn't get very many moves. So I guess like a normal move or an electric move, that's typically what it does. So our next Pokemon is going to be Dachsbun here. Now, this was the special set. So we got Work Up, we got Alluring Voice, and Mud Shot. So I went for Alluring Voice. They're going to go for Thunder Cage. Thunder Cage hits real hard. I only just lived that. Very, very narrowly. And Alluring Voice is going to take out the Regieleki. For some reason, I don't know, I didn't attack that turn, I would have taken damage from that Thunder Cage too. So that was good. I fainted that. Next Pokemon is going to be Cerulege. I thought, oh, I wonder if they'll try a Fire type move or not. But this set I'm not running Well-Baked Body, by the way. I tried to sort of mix them around. So this one was a Aroma Veil, and the physical one was a Well-Baked Body set. So I dropped its speed there with Mud Shot, and they're going to go for Bitter Blade. So I don't know if that even went through their head whether I had, Well-Baked Body or not, but they're going to fake my Dachsbun. So I thought, all right, maybe they'll go for that on my next one with Well-Baked Body, and that could be really, really good, right? It was good, like, baiting them with Terra Steel as well, because they're, both kind of weak to, Fire type. So we got a Howl, and I thought, let's go Howl this turn. Let's see what they're going to do. And this Well-Baked Body set, basically what happens, if you use a Fire type against a Pokemon with Well-Baked Body, it doesn't do any damage, and it gives you a defense rise of 2 stages, and with the fire immunity, so it's really, really good. So they kept going a Bitter Blade over and over again. I'm like, are they like choiced or something like that? Like, do they have nothing? Do they have no Ghost move? I guess a Ghost move wouldn't do very much anyway. So I just set up like howls in their face. I was just howling at them while they were Bitter Blading. Then they unloaded a Shadow Ball here. That actually looked really cool. And that did some pretty good damage. I wasn't expecting Shadow Ball, I gotta say. And I thought, well, I don't really want to get hit by another Shadow Ball, so let's go for Play Rough and we'll finish him off there. I've got those attack boosts and stuff like that, that will be enough to faint it. So that's half the team down, but we still got more Pokemon to deal with here. But I've got an incredible amount of boost. So out comes Koraidon. Now, I was thinking Flare Blitz? Are they gonna activate it again? Like, what are they gonna do with this? Like, Collision Course? That's really all I can do. I've got Play Rough here. I don't want to go for Terra Steel yet because Collision Course will dominate me. So I was like, all right, what are they gonna do? So they went for Collision Course. Like, all right, that's fair. But if you notice before, they actually did two of those to me, 2 Bitter Blades. So that means I've got +4 defense right now. And I resisted it with the fairy type, so there was no way that was doing nothing. So they kind of wrecked themselves there. Actually, this was a pretty good Pokemon versus Koraidon too. So out comes Corviknight. I know they're probably going to use a Steel type move or a Flying type move, so I thought if I go for Terra Steel here, resist those moves, and then go for Body Press, because I don't really have a lot to hit Corviknight with outside of Body Press. Dachshbun's got some pretty nice base, base defense too, like 115 base, which is actually better than its attack. So I thought that'd be a good thing. I've got +4 on defense. Will it take it out of one shot? No, I wasn't sure about that. I was like, probably not. But that Rocky Helmet, I was like, no! Now Corviknight's going to go for a Brave Bird. I was like, well, that's going to resist and do 2 damage. So I was able to live that, plus they got a bit of recoil damage there too. Not that that part really mattered too much. I've got Body Press again, and I'm just going to faint them, because all my moves are going to activate that Rocky Helmet. So that is the end of the Corviknight. One more Pokemon left here, and their last Pokemon on their team is going to be Solgaleo, or Dustmane. Sorry, Dustmane Necrozma. I was like, oh no. This thing is thick with 3 Cs. So I've got that Body Press, and Body Press does very, very good amounts of damage, but unfortunately this Pokemon is so overpowered, it's so bulky, it's able to take me out with a Sunsteel Strike. So I did a pretty good effort there to get them all the way to their last Pokemon. So a good game there, good stuff there. I don't know how I would have actually beaten that. I would have maybe had to, I don't know, even +6 defense, right? I've had to have more. I say I would have had to have more, boost and stuff like that and more health. Anyway, let's get on to our next battle here. We got another random battle. If you're enjoying the video so far, let me know in the comment section. What do you think of Dachsbun? Is Dachsbun your favorite Pokemon of all time? Is there anyone out there that actually likes it as their best Pokemon? Let me know. Or just give me a comment about anything. Always like to read your comments, and drop a like if you want to support the channel and you enjoy the vids. All right, so we got this Garchomp lead. This is not looking too good. The only thing that was kind of weird here, I was like, how am I outspeeding Garchomp? They got that lagging tail or something? I don't know what's going on. Obviously, it was max attack, but it was even a Pocky set. I definitely think they were running lagging tail, some sort of like troll set or something like that. Anyway, I'm going for Endeavor here. They had rough skin, so they kind of countered my Fidough strategies, which I guess they would, but I thought I'd get as much out as possible, because when I seen the team preview, I seen Stealth Rocks Stealth Rocks Garchomp and something like that, so I decided to leave with them. Anyway, we're going to go into Dachsbun. We're going to sing them a little song, and that's the end of Garchomp, so that's good. So that's one Pokemon down, but we still got like lots and lots to go. So the next one here is going to be Great Tusk. I thought, well, that's going to get destroyed because, number one, it's a special move, and that's weak to it, so maybe they were expecting to outspeed there or tank that. Next Pokemon is Iron Valley, same thing, sang them a song, and that's 2 down. So like, whoa, we're getting like a little mini sweep here. The special Dachsbun. Their last Pokemon was Clorf. They actually brought 4 Pokemon along too, and they're gonna go for a Terra here. I'm like, oh, I wonder what Terra you're gonna do. It could be like anything, like rock, water, but then they went for poison. I was like, poison? I wasn't expecting that. I'm trying to think if that's even that great a Terraform, but I wasn't expecting poison anyway. So I went for Mud Shot regardless, and I got a speed drop there. So I thought, all right, I can fight them the next turn. Anger Shell did come into effect too, so they did get a speed drop, so it sort of like made up for it. But I thought, well, I outspared them, that should be fine, right? And I've got another Dachsbun in the bag. Then they went for Stone Edge, great damage, didn't fame me. Then they won the speed tie. I was like, oh, come on now. So, well, actually a speed tie. I dropped their speed initially. Anger Shell got their speed back and fainted me with like 2 Stone Edge. Like, oh, that's unlucky, right? So we're going to go for our next Dachsbun, well, our only Dachsbun alive here, and I've got Terra Steel on this. I don't know, I was like, maybe they had Earthquake, that's about the only move that could, or a ground type move. Stomping Tantrum or something like that. Oh, hoping it doesn't have like fissure. So I went for a Howl here, just in case, because I thought I need to get a boost in attack here. They went for Stone Edge. That still did a lot of damage to me, and I'm going to finish them off with the Psychic Fangs, because they are poison type, right? And that is the end of the Claw. So a good little battle there. I really did have some troubles at the start with Garchomp, but the special Dachsbun was the MVP there, really getting me through some of those more powerful Pokemon. Thank you to my random opponent. Let's get on to the next one. This was a 4v6 battle here, and we have Dustmane again. Like, Dustmane was a big counter to this team, so I was actually pretty happy that they led with it. This is also a non-restrictions battle too. If you notice, the Pokemon are at level 100. So I was very tempted. I'm not joking. I was very tempted to go for Leakia. Like, will they outspeed me? They should, unless they're running some crazy bulky sets. I was like, let's go for Endeavor, but they didn't outspeed me. I was like, oh, okay, they've got nothing in speed at all, but everything in bulk. It's not. It was not really a fast Pokemon, Dustmane. So they got everything in attack and bulk, I would say. So I lived on 1 health. Now I could go Endeavor and at least put the Dustmane onto 1 HP, which is going to be very good, right? They're just going to keep spamming Sunsteel Strike here. Maybe I should have gone for Link there, but I was like, wait a second. I can always go for that on my next fight. I was like, I can go for the attacking move on the next one, and that'll be good, right? So we're going to bring in this second Fidough here. I actually quite liked how they name these Pokemon. Fidough, that's pretty, like Doe. It's pretty clever. And Dachsbun, clever names. So I've got Covet, I've got Endeavor, Baton Pass, and Work Up. I went for Covet there and disrespected us. That was nice. Gave him a couple of little love hearts. So we've still got 5 Pokemon left, and I've already lost my first Dachsbun. Our next Pokemon here is going to be Dialga, another Steel type. So I was like, oh my goodness, this is like a really difficult battle because there's so many counters. Now, I've got Endeavor on this. I thought surely they'll outspeed here, but they didn't. So once again, we've got another bulky offensive Pokemon. Then they went for Steel Beam. I was like, oh, that would have been really good if they went, really good if they do that again. But I doubt they're going to, because they know they're going to faint to that. So I've got Baton Pass, I've got Work Up. I thought, well, Covet's not going to kill. I guess I can go Endeavor. Let's do that. But I know they're not going to go for that move again. Then they went for Metal Burst. I was like, what? So I didn't expect the Metal Burst. The Metal Burst actually worked on the Endeavor, which was pretty funny. So that's the end of my my Fidough. But I've got Dachsbun here, so I thought if we can get some sort of setup here with Alluring Voice, boost my special attack, I might be able to get this going. I know this turn they're definitely going for Steel Beam, so I didn't want to like mess with that at all. So that is the end of Dialga. So 2 Pokemon down, 2 big threats to my team. Now the next Pokemon is going to be Lunala. I'm like, oh, the hits keep coming, people. But I thought, wait. If they use Moongeist Beam, I'll copycat it. But I wasn't sure if they were going to use Moongeist Beam. So I went for Alluring Voice. It did donkeys, as expected. Then they used Moongeist Beam. I'm like, yes, this is good. All I have to do is be able to live this attack right. And I did. I lived it very nicely. So now, here we go, people. Moongeist Beam Dachsbun only on PIMPNITE's channel. Like, here we go. This is going to be a wild animation. So with the copycat, I can copy the last move used on the field. Here we go, everyone. This is going to be crazy. Moongeist Beam. Moongeist Beam Dachsbun. Look at this. So we're throwing the moon at the moon, and that is going to be the end of Lunala. So first Lunala on the moon. All right, we got 3 Pokemon down. Beautiful stuff there. Quality performance. I could keep going for copycat again and again and again, but I was like, oh, it's Urshifu. So maybe not. It might be a better idea if I go for a different move like Alluring Voice and Fainted. It was very tempting to go for that though. So I was like, let's go Alluring Voice. We'll do that, and we'll be able to faint this Urshifu. Urshifu's a pretty dang good Pokemon too, so I definitely wanted to get rid of it. I wish I went for Copycat, because that Sucker Punch would have failed, and I would have gone for Moongeist Beam, but I actually managed to live that anyway due to my natural bulk and resisting it, and I took it out regardless. So that was really good. So 4 Pokemon down. This is going amazing. Next Pokemon is Rayquaza. Now, their last Pokemon as well was, it was a fighting type that was, it was a fighting type, so I knew they'd bring Rayquaza in here. And I thought, well, E-Speed or something like that, I'll be able to outspeed them in that E-Speed, so that's fine. That's cool, because I've got Terra Steel on my last Dachsbun, right? So maybe if I hit them hard with Play Rough, and then, maybe Terra, or just Terra this turn, I could go Terra Steel, then Howl, and prepare myself for the last Pokemon, and I should be able to win. So that was my thought process here. Even if they did D-Dance, the only have to would worried about maybe, say, Earthquake. That's probably about it. So I was thinking about this for a bit, like if I go Terra Steel and then straight up Play Rough, I've got the item Fairy Feather too, so that's going to hit really hard against Rayquaza. So I decided to go for that. I was like, I'll do Terra Steel, I'll resist the Dragon move, I'll resist the Flying move, I'll resist Extreme Speed. I doubt they're going to go for an Earthquake on the first turn, so this is going to be a good play, right? So we got that Terra Steel happening, then they went for the Terra. Like, okay, I don't know, what Terra will they have? There's quite a few you can have. And then I had Stellar. I'm like, no, that's the worst thing that could have happened. So the problem here is Rayquaza can use, I outspent it by the way. Rayquaza can use Terra Blast, and that's going to be super effective against my Dachsbun. I'm like, are you kidding me? So Rayquaza is going to hit me with a Terra Blast. Obviously it's not going to be resisted, and it one-shots you. I'm like, oh, that was just bad luck. So I did everything right there, but they had the surprise the surprise Terra Blast Stellar there. So it is what it is. Their last Pokemon, I could have fainted as well. It was a weak fighting type Pokemon. I could have one-shot it, but there you go. Anyway, let's get on to battle number 5. I've got 8 battles today in this video. This is a battle against Hayden, and we have a Azalf lead. Now, they only brought 4 Pokemon. And I thought, well, Azal's either got U-Turn or Psychic or Stealth Rock or Taunt or something like that. So I thought about this for a bit. I might get taunted here, or they may just straight up attack me. So it might be a good idea to go for Endeavor and then at least put them on a lower amount of health for my next Pokemon. So they're going to go for a Taunt, which I kind of expected. And then I can just go for my Endeavor here. I was thinking about doing some other moves, but I thought, nah, I'll just, I was thinking about going for Work Up or maybe passing them to someone else, but I sort of dismissed the idea. So I've got Endeavor again. I thought, well, they're probably going to have to attack me, so it wouldn't be a bad play to go for Endeavor again. And now they're going to use Psychic. Now, one thing was really odd here. I lived that too well. I should not have lived that so well, which tells me they have no special attack EVs at all, which was strange. Then they went for Explosion. I'm like, wait a second here. I smell a rat. I think I know what they're doing, because in the team preview, I looked at their team like something. I've used a team very similar to this before, but I thought, no, they're probably not going to do that strategy, but we'll see anyway what they're going to do. So next Pokemon's going to be Fire. I'm like, yep, I know exactly what they're going to do. I've got a good idea. And as you know, I had some Pokemon with Copycat that might be able to show you what strategy I was thinking. So I thought, if I go for a Lick here, let's see what they're going to do first. So they went for Explosion Copycat. Like, yep, I knew it. It's an Explosion team. I figured it, because all of them could have Explosion or Copycat. A few of the Pokemon in the team preview gave that one away, but I wasn't 100% sure if they were going to do that or not. So next Pokemon I got is going to be Imposter. That's a good nickname. And I'm on 1 HP, but there's no way I'm not actually going to be able to outspeed this at all. So I see they've got other moves aside from Copycat and Explosion too. So I was thinking to myself, I've got some other Copycat Pokemon, so maybe I can try and Copycat Explosion from there. This is my goal now, to try and get Explosion to work. Or at least, even if I don't, explode them, I can explode myself. So then they're going to bring out the donut. Man, I like those donuts that are plain hot with a bit of sugar on top. So nice, just the plain ones. So I noticed they had an Air Balloon. I thought, well, I don't want to feint this, right? I want to go for Mud Shot. That'll do nothing. And then I could go for Copycat after Easy Explosion, maybe. Or Copycat the next Pokemon. So they probably wondered why I did that. They're going to use Earthquakes. Like, wait, I can use Copycat and Earthquakes. So I'm going to do Copycat and use Earthquake. I was waiting for them to use Explosion. Like, oh, they're probably just going to Earthquake again. So I'll attack them next turn, right? So this turn, they're going to go Explosion. Like, oh, that's the thing about Copycat. You got to copy the last move on the field, and it's difficult to get to copy Explosion unless you can quickly outspeed and to go Copycat right away. So that is the end of Dachsbun. My Copycat attempt failed there, and my last Pokemon is Dachsbun. Now, this Dachsbun didn't have copycat at all, but I knew their Meowscarlet would definitely have that. So, and it has protein as well. So I'm assuming they've either got Terra Normal on their team or normal, some way to boost it, or Silk Scarf, something like that. So I had Terra Steel, which is going to be a really, really good Terra for this, and I had some other moves too. But I thought, what if they don't go for Explosion? What if they have other moves? I've seen they've got U-Turn, but I don't know. Some of the other Pokemon had, different moves. So we got a Meowscarlet using Terra Normal. I knew they were going to do it before they did. And I was thinking, with Terra Steel, that'll be good defensive, but I'm not running a bulky Dachsbun at all. So it is going to do, tons of damage still. Will it fight me or not will be the next question. So we're going to go for that Terra Steel there, which is quite a good Terra for Dachsbun actually. And now they're going to go for Copycat here. I wish I could have gone for Copycat there. So here comes the explosion. It's like, okay, come on. We've got to live this one. And here it comes. It's actually not a bad size explosion compared to the tiny one before. And Dachsbun lives on 10 health. It was very, very close. I knew it would do tons of damage. I knew it would do tons. If I was any other Terra, I would have fainted for sure. But a really cool team there. Explosion, Copycat team, and some other moves thrown in there. So maybe they could work Copycat or do a bit of damage when they got wall. But a cool team. It would be funny if I did want to do Terra Ghost. I know you probably were thinking this. I did have Terra Ghost on my Dachsbun, my second one, but I didn't want to mess their explosion strategy up. I wanted to see what they're going to do. So a cool battle. Let's get on to battle number 6 here. This is another random battle. Now, they decided to bring 4 Pokemon too, which is cool. Now, I was thinking about this matchup for a while. This is quite a good counter to my team. They either could put Toxic Spikes down, they could put some Entry Hazards on the field, they could have a Poison type move. I could get Poison, so I thought, I'm just going to watch this first turn. I'm going to go work up, make them think I'm going to be a sweeping set. Or make them think I don't know what I'm doing, right? So here comes the Poison Jab on my fight. I was like, the only thing I was worried, right, was with these Focus Sash sets, and when you get hit by a Poison move, you can get Poison. That's the bad thing. So thankfully it never happened, and Clodsire is going to get 1 HP, so that's awesome. So that's cool. So I can bring in my next Fidough and just feint it, because it's a very, very slow Pokemon. Plus, they didn't put any Entry Hazards or anything annoying down. That was a pretty good counter to this team. And the typing, of course, as well. So we got that Trailblaze set. We got that Lick. I really wanted to go for Lick, but I thought, nah, I'm going to go for Trailblaze and feint this. So that is the end of the Clodsire. It was useful as well because a lot of the time I could finish a Pokemon off with Trailblaze if they were slower. And then I could go for Endeavor next turn. So we got Beziege, I think that is. And we've got Copycat and Endeavor. I thought, even with +1, I might still get outsped, but let's go for Trailblaze anyway to make it 100%. If they've got Sucker Punch, I might be able to work around it. So now they sort of know what I'm doing with my, not Dachsbun, my Fidough set. So they just went for U-Turn to break my Sash, which is cool. I thought I might be able to use this on the next Pokemon, at least put it on a lower amount of health. So in comes Talonflame. I thought, ooh, I'm probably going to get destroyed this turn. So let's go for Endeavor. And we're going to go first with Endeavor and put that on nearly half health. And they're going to go for Acrobatics. So that tells me that they've got an item. And I'm thinking to myself, that's probably going to be Citrus Berry. I don't see anything else really working well on it because it's kind of too frail, right? So we're going to bring in the next Dachsbun, which is going to be the special one. I had a feeling here. I wanted to use their Acrobatics for myself. So I thought, firstly, what I need to do here is I need to go for Alluring Voice. I want to put them over half health so their berry will act. Well, at least I thought they had a berry. I wasn't 100% sure, but I thought that'd be a good strategy to run. Brave Bird, and they might even have Brave Bird in both of them, but they may not. So they're for Acrobatics, and that's going to hit me pretty hard. So I thought, if I go for Work Up here, that's going to give me a special attack boost. And it's also going to give me an attack boost, so I can actually make use of their Acrobatics and be a mix set too. And that's going to be a lot because I don't have an item anymore as I use my Throat Spray up. We're trying to get that Galaxy Brain happening. So I've got that up. I've got to go for Copycat now since I'm going to be able to outspeed them. And Copycat Acrobatics Dachsbun takes out the Talonflame. So that was awesome. So that's 2 Pokemon down. So we've got that Meowscarlet, which is not going to be able to come in here unless they've got Sucker Punch. And then they brought in Tinkaton. So I thought, have you got Fake Out? Is there any point in me swapping out now? I thought about this for a bit. I thought, you know, if they got Fake Out, they've got it. I'll just go into my next Pokemon. But they didn't. So I hit them with a Mud Shot, which is really good. And I got a Speed Drop. Not that, you know, that really mattered too much. Then they went for Gigaton Hammer. Like, all right. Obviously, I knew they'd have that, but I didn't think they used it. I thought they used, like, Play Rough or something. So that is going to be very, very bad for my last Dachsbun. So I'm going to need to be smart when I go for the Terra here. So I know they can't use Gigaton Hammer this turn. I thought this would be a good turn to go for Howl or Body Press. I don't have a lot of damage I can do to them, but I need to think about that Meowscarada as well. So I'm going to get my attack up here. Going to rise it up, and they're going to go for knockoffs. So they're going to get rid of my item here. They also got a crit too. They got rid of my Fairy Feather, which kind of sucks because I wanted that for Meowscarada. So this turn, I know they're going to go for Gigaton Hammer. I Terra Steel here, and then I could go for Body Press. I was thinking, even with my base defense, that's still probably going to do more than a not very effective +1 Play Rough. So I might as well go for that, because Tinkaton's got good special defense, but its defense isn't, you know, quite as good. So we're going to go for that Terra Steel. I'm thinking to myself, what can they really do to me? Play Rough's going to do nothing. Gigaton Hammer's got to do nothing. They've already knocked my item off. That's got to do nothing. So they're sort of down to only a few moves. So Body Press does good damage there with no defense EVs, and Gigaton Hammer does donkeys. So that's excellent. I could even go for another Howl here. I was thinking about getting Howl up. I thought, yeah, it could be good against Meowscarada, but I don't want to take too much damage in case I get outsped, right? So that is going to be the end of the, was that Beast? Was the name? No, I don't know, Bast or something? I think it was meant to be Beast. So we got Besiege coming out here, or Bazinga, I don't know, and we got that Play Rough and Body Press as well. So I thought either one of them are going to be a good, a good one to go for. So if they've got Terra, even Terra Grass, that's going to get hit hard by it. There's no point, obviously, using Psychic Fang. So I outspeed and I dropped the Meowscarada, which is excellent. And I actually, did they even Terra? I don't think they Terra. I think they only had Terra, they probably only had Terra Grass. So thank you, Marlon, for the battle, whoever you are. And if you guys ever do battle me in one of these, in one of these videos, let me know. I always like to hear if I, battle against any random opponents. All right, this battle, this one was actually on my stream. This one is against Lychee, and we have a theme team here. So let me see if you can guess what it is. I reckon you will. So our first Pokemon is going to be Volcarona, and it's going to have Bulk Up. So that's quite good. It's a play on Volcarona and Bulk Up. So it's going to be raising its defensive and attacking stats. So I went for Trailblaze here to try and outspeed it, and then I figured they'd eventually have to attack, and then I could go for, Endeavor. I just need a quick drink here, people. All right, so having some G Fuel, getting that code SALT, 20% off. Check it out. There's G Fuel peeps. I'm having some Naruto today. All right, so they're going to use Superpower. Superpower is going to not be very effective, but since this Fidough is also 0 IVs in defense, hasty nature too. So I really made them hindering and 0 IVs in defense. So that way, even resisted hits would do a ton of damage to me. Because when people see Endeavor Pokemon, they'll go for a not very effective mood, and that was sort of a way to get around it as well. It would still hit really, really hard. So that's the end of my Fidough, but I got it down to 1 HP. So I've got Covet, and I've got Baton Pass and Work Up. So I went for Covet, and then it's got Morning Scum. I was like, no, this is bad. So Volcarona's going to get its health back. I just went for Covet to try and finish it, but as you can see, it did nothing right. So I've got Endeavor again. I thought I'm just going to keep going for that. Acrobatics is not going to do very much damage at all, and I went for Endeavor, and as you can see, Endeavor did nothing as well. So I've got Covet here. If they go for Morning Sun again, I guess I can. I have to beat this with my Dachsbun. I know that. So this sort of countered my first 2 sets really, really well. I mean, Fear is pretty easy to counter. There's lots and lots of things for it. So our next Pokemon we're going to bring is Dachsbun. This is the special set. I thought if I go for Alluring Voice, that'll be super effective, even if they try and maybe heal themselves. But I doubt they were outspeeding, right? So that is the end of the bulky Volcarona. And I got a special attack boost, which is going to be handy, right? I don't know. I think Dachsbun's kind of a forgettable Pokemon too. It's quite good. I actually don't mind. It's quite a good bulky... it's a good defensive wall, and can be quite good for support as well and doing some decent damage, with its stab moves and stuff. So we got a crispy pickle coming in here. Oh, you guys know how I hate pickles, but a crispy pickle could even be worse. The only good pickle is a pickle in the bin, right? So we got a Volcarona using Screech here. So it's obviously a physical set. And I'm just going for Alluring Voice. I don't really have a lot to hit this with. Now the Volcarona is going to go for a Trailblaze. Now this turn I opted to go for Copycat. So I could go for a Trailblaze as well. So I could, outspeed this Volcarona. So I've actually done a physical Volcarona sweep before a little while ago. I did it in Scarlet Violet. It was hard though because its best moves were moves that had a lot of recall damage and stuff, and you needed to also increase his attack a lot. You couldn't use Quiver Dance or anything. So there's another Trailblaze. I'm sort of losing the damage war against the Volcarona, so I went for Alluring Voice, and it wasn't enough. I wish I could... You know what I wish I could have done? The Volcarona went for the Trailblaze, and then I went for Alluring Voice, and then I could have confused it. But unfortunately, I was a little bit faster there, so I wasn't able to do that. Last Pokemon is Dachsbun. I know this surprised you. And we've got this physical set. So I've got Howl, I've got Psychic Fangs, and that's about it. And I've also got Terra Steel as well. But, against a crispy pickle, you don't want to go Terra Steel. You might get... turn into a crispy bun, right? What was I gonna do here? Wait, guys, I got another bread pun for you, right? You get a slaking, right? Okay, you get a slaking. You hatch it from the egg, right? Or after you evolve it, hatch it and stuff, and you get your slaking, and then you call the slaking bread. Send the slaking into the battle, and it'll say bread is loafing around. There you go. There's your second bread pun for today. Let me know if you enjoyed those bread puns. I know you did. All right, we got a Guzma's Ace coming in here now. Which is a pretty cool Pokemon, actually, Masquerade. And I'm going to go for Play Rough. It's doing good damage, but it wasn't quite enough to take it out. The first Stun Spore missed, but the second one is going to land, which sucks, because that sort of gets rid of my my speed advantage there. So I've got a Play Rough, Psychic Fangs. Well, I don't think Body Press will take it out. They'll probably live on 1 health, so I don't want to risk that. So here comes Icy Wind. So this is most definitely going to get outsped by the last Pokemon. So Paralyze and Icy Wind. Like, speed isn't all that bad. So that's the end of the I nearly called it a Motham there. I mean, that's sort of, you can see what sort of team it is anyway. It's a full lamp team, right? So our last Pokemon is going to be Venomoth. It's a nice blue shiny. So I've got Psychic Fangs and Terra Steel. I thought, wow, Terra Steel's a great Terra for this because I know what sort of moves Venomoth gets. And if let's just like Terra Fire Venomoth, and that would at least have, a way to be able to hit that. Because Poison and, especially Steel can really counter it. So it was a Terra Bug Venomoth, which really does suit it, really does. So those antennae are really suited. So we went for a double Terra on the same turn. It does tend to happen. I like to leave my Terras to last, or unless I really need to do it, I need to shut down a threat to my team. So we got that axe on ahead. We're ready to chop up some moths, and it's going to use Quiver Dance. So I figured it'd probably have Quiver Dance on this team. They virtually all get it, and they're going to get a special defense rise, speed rise, special attack rise. But I was a physical attacker, so I got paralyzed on that turn, which really mattered because I would have done a ton of damage there. So that sucks. I went for Psychic Fangs the first turn, by the way. So now I went for Play Rough. They're going to have a Confusion set. Oh, that did a fair bit of damage to me. Oh, Tinted Lens, Venomoth. I went for Play Rough. It just lives, so that Psychic Fangs that I did on the first turn would have actually, it would have mattered. And then they went for a Disrespect Struggle Ball. Nah, I'm not going to live this because it's going to have the Terror Boost. And that is the end of Dachsbun. It had some bugs crawl over it, and we had to throw the loaf of bread in the bin, right? It was infested by bugs. It's absolutely disgusting. What are those bugs that go on loaves of bread? They're gross. Well, maybe it's flour. They're called weevils. Anyways, thank you for the battle, Lychee. Let's go to our last battle here. Random opponent, and this was a full-on sweaty team. Okay, so we got an Arceus here. Arceus versus Fidough. Now, this was that was Electric Arceus, so they're going to use... Fire Arceus. Sorry about that. So I went for Endeavor on Arceus. It didn't even take me down to my Sash, which is interesting. So I've got virtually nothing to do against this. Is there any point me going Terra Ghost here? Nah, I'll just use Copycat. So another Extreme Speed is going to take my Fidough out. Arceus is a generally bulky Pokemon too, so... any damage was better than none. So I thought maybe I could create something here. So we're going to go into Dachsbun. As you know, this is my physical set. So I thought I'll go Howl, Terra Steel, and maybe they'll go for a fire move and I could get that happening. But I wasn't really sure. So I decided to go for the Terra very early on because, like I said, their team was stacked, right? As you'll definitely get to see. So we got that Terra Steel Dachsbun. I'm going to outspeed get that Howl up. So that's +1 attack, which is going to be very, very good. And I'm very much going to need that as well. They went for Judgment, and Judgment was fire, and it boosted me with well-baked bodies. That was excellent. So that was a really, really good start there. So +2 in defense. Excellent stuff. So if they go extreme speed, it's going to do nothing. If I go body press, I can feint them. So I figured they probably wouldn't fall for that again, obviously. So I went for the KO and Arco. So a good start. +2 in defense, +1 in speed. Then I thought, Eternatus, surely they might go for flamethrower again, but they know that I've got well-baked bodies, so they probably might not go for it. I've got Psychic Fangs, and I went for it. So this does some really good damage. 2-hit KO. And they went for the flamethrower. They got baited again. So I double baited them with well-baked bodies. So now I've got +4 in defense. Eternatus is going to go down, which is excellent. I really like versing Eternatus with Dachsbun Terra Steel as well because it really counters it well. Like the Dragon type moves, flamethrower doesn't work. It's excellent, right? So then they brought in that. Okay, they're lucky, right? They're lucky their Ogerpon has Mold Breaker because if they went for their signature move here, which I knew they were going to do, that wouldn't affect it either. Like, they were lucky they had Mold Breaker, so that's the only reason that it landed. Otherwise, I would have got, like, another boost. So, thankfully, it does not crit me at all. I was really worried about that. And Body Press is going to take Ogerpon out. So, we are sweeping their team with Dachsbun at the moment, and that's 3 Pokemon down. Excellent stuff. Now, the next one to come in here is going to be Miraidon. So, they had one other Pokemon left on their team. And that was it. No, sorry, 2 other Pokemon left on their team, which were both weak to Fairy and Fighting. It had King Gambit, which I could one-shot easy, and then they had, like, I think it might have been, I think it was a Fairy-type Pokemon. So I was kind of hoping that would come up first, but then Miraidon comes in and uses Electro Drift. So that's the end of my Dachsbun here. So I've got a Fidough left and a Dachsbun left. And those last Pokemon, I was like, I can deal with them. It was just like Miraidon was a very, very good counter to my team because it outsped my team. And even just, it's typical, like a neutral Electro Drift would just do like crazy amounts of damage, right? It's just completely overpowered. So Fidough has got that Endeavor. Now, the only issue I had with Fidough with Endeavor is that it had no priority moves at all. In fact, I don't think this line has any priority moves at all, like regardless. So that's why I had Trailblaze and stuff on there. But Miraidon is going to outspeed me. I'd say even after a Trailblaze, I would get outsped still. And that is the end of Fidough. So all I've got left now is my special Dachsbun from before. And they've still got the electric train on the field too. So I went into my last Dachsbun here, but seriously, I was like, this is not a bulky set at all. I think I'm going to die to Electro Drift. And the last 2 Pokemon, I could have fainted easily with my previous Dachsbun, but they just had their trampoline Miraidon to fall back on there. They were just lucky, right? I was completely outplaying them. Anyway, I hope you guys are enjoying all the battles today into this video. Drop a like, drop a comment. I'll catch you next time. Peace out.